Hey everyone, it's me, Wolverineboy97's, doing another Marvel Legends action figure video. But this isn't just any video, it's not a review or a display, it's my top 10 favorite action figures. Now I gotta say, this selection really was hard for me to choose because I love all my figures, but if I had to choose maybe 10 to keep for myself, these will probably be my 10 that I keep, and not a lot of these figures have to do with stuff how they contributed. Lots of these action figures have contributed to me collecting Marvel Legends, and also when I was a kid, when I read comics, how I got into liking superheroes in the first place, and just other stuff, and and a lot of these figures are random. You can see Avalanche in background there, but lots of these figures I just for how they look, and not just their rarity, but I just like them, so sometime maybe I might do my favorite Marvel Legends video. I don't know, but this is a top 10, and I just basically put this together a few hours ago, and yeah, this is kind of random, so I didn't know really how to choose my top 10, but these are, I guess, just the figures that if I had to choose top 10 action figures to keep for my collection, these are the ones I would keep. And yeah, so I'll get started on my number 10 going to number 1. Okay, so just wait a minute. So my number 10 probably has to go to the Sentinel, the Build-A-Figure Sentinel from Series 10, Marvel Legends Wave from Toy Biz. And the reason why I like this action figure so much is how tall he is. He's probably the tallest Build-A-Figure, in all the Build-A-Figures that have come out from Toy Biz and Hasbro. I mean, even Giant Man, he's shorter than this big robot. And the Sentinel, I've always loved when I would collect comics, I would love to look at the X-Men comics that had Sentinels in them, because they're just so cool, the big giant robots, and it was just so cool. And when I started collecting, when I saw pictures of this Sentinel, I was like, oh my god, that is so cool, just an action figure of the Sentinel. And I see a lot of people on YouTube, they have armies of Sentinels, 20 Sentinels and stuff. That's crazy, but still just having a Sentinel is awesome. And I got this for my birthday one time from my parents, and I think it was my 13th birthday maybe, and yeah, I was so happy because I saw it in the comic store, and I just told my parents yeah, I saw that in the comic store, and this guy was $100, so I was really grateful for having this. I totally played with them a lot. The tentacles the Sentinel comes with, I got them, but one of them broke and stuff, so I just decided not to F with it. And but I still like how he looks, just have him in the battle scene with your action figure, so that's pretty cool. And I love the detail on this guy too. He has so much good shading and dry brushing, just metal paint streaks and everything, and the color. And this Sentinel is based off an art by this other artist, but he's not the classic 90s version, but he's a different one, which is cool. I like how dark he looks, purple and blue, so that's pretty cool. And you can see his robotic face there, so that's pretty freaking cool. Yeah, and then you can see his armor and everything, his chest piece right there, his reactor or whatever. And I like his abs too. It looks very robotic, so his figure it's really skinny in my opinion. The classic 90s Sentinel, those ones were bulky. Hasbro made a Sentinel version, their own version of the Sentinel, and that one was a 90s version and stuff, and that one's very clunky, but it looks like an alright figure. I don't have it, but I don't think I'd like to have it as much as this one. So yeah, there's a lot of paint detail, and the purple there, dark purple, green eyes, as you can see, very robotic face. I'll try to zoom in on that. So that's pretty freaking cool right there. That looks cool. That just looks menacing and evil. You can see all the detailing there, the paint streaks, and also the chest piece right there, red and like, you know, yellow. So that's pretty cool. And his armor right there, it looks like freaking cool. And individual finger articulation, so that's what makes his figure very sweet too. You know, you can have him, like, you know, putting his middle finger up, whatever, but you know, who doesn't want to do that with their action figures anyways. But yeah, his feet are very cool too. You can see all the wiring, that's so freaking cool. I love that. And you can see his big ass feet. So yeah, see some shoulder pads too. I wish I had the tentacles. I still have them. I didn't throw them or anything, but I don't think they're around. So yeah, so that's a Sentinel, and that's my number 10. So yeah, it's very cool. I like it. So I'll show you my number 9. Running number 9 is Apocalypse. The reason why, like, I love this figure so much is because, like Apocalypse, I like him. I love him for the character, like Apocalypse. He's like a major villain for the X-Men. He has like a total like hatred for the X-Men and stuff. He was like one of the first mutants, and he was born in Egypt or something, like with his gray skin condition. And yeah, he's just very cool. He's very menacing and evil looking and everything. And I like, you know, I just like the character. I don't know why, but like I've always been fascinated. Apocalypse also is scary sounding name, you know. And I also collect the comics with Apocalypse too, and like I learned more and more about Apocalypse, like how he built the Sentinel, so that's very cool. So that's why I'm running him on number 9. He's very cool, and I got this guy just last year. I ordered him off of eBay for $50, and he wasn't packaged. And like, you know, I'm crazy about action figures, so I just opened them and everything. It was freaking cool. And I have no regrets about like taking him out of package. Obviously, I just, you know, like the figure anyways. And I always like run by the quote that like action figures, like, they're toys, you're supposed to play with them, you know. Like, it's not like you know, I don't know. But yeah, I don't keep a lot of my figures in package. Just randomly I open them, you know. So yeah, like, back to the action figure. He's very cool, and he was a very cool action figure. I heard about the BAF version of him. I wasn't so interested in that one, but like, I just like the, you know, normal size one, because, you know, he can have him fighting off the X-Men in his normal size outfit. And besides, this looks more original to me, and I love the detail on the figure too. I love his face. It's like definitely dark and evil, you know, an evil grin, red eyes, that's cool. And his armor, it's like biomatter or something he built himself when he discovered like this crashed UFO in ancient China, and he built it for himself. And he has like these cool metal tubes on the back of him, which are pretty nice to have good shading, you know, like they look like metal. And his other parts of him are cool too, like his blue on his chest. It's very, like, you know, like very muscle definition, lots of muscle definition, that's what I mean. And also his other pieces of his armor, like his metal kneecaps and stuff. But yeah, other parts of his figure are just cool too, like how Toy Biz pay attention to detail, like his ball joints here, like they're wiring, it's not just a plain old like ball joint. And that's very cool too. And like I said again, his eyes are pretty scary too. They're red. I mean, his face just looks scary right there. Good sculpt too. I don't know, but my camera's picking up a lot of good definition right there. That looks scary. Okay, well, yeah. And his finger articulation is pretty cool. Let's get on that for a bit. Like you can have him having a pointing figure, so you can have him pointing at the Sentinels or commanding his army, and a big fist. So that's pretty cool. And one complaint I have about the action figure is probably his feet. His feet, like you can't get him into the most flexible poses because his, like, the plastic on his feet, like, they hinder the articulation, so his foot can't go all the way up. But yeah, I just like this figure anyways. I always collect the comics about him, and yeah, the articulation is pretty cool, and he has a good height. He's not like Juggernaut, I think, but like I think it's good. And so that's Apocalypse. I'll show you number 8. Running number 8 is Avalanche, which is Avalanche is a villain of the X-Men, and he's also a team member of the Brotherhood. I honestly don't know anything about Avalanche. I don't know his name or like his history or anything. Like, I don't know. I just like how his figure looked. I saw a review Stars Prime did a few years back, and I was like, oh cool, that actually really looks pretty cool. You know, I like the detailing. I just how he looks. You know, he looks tall and he's like evil looking, and apparently he can cause avalanches or like, you know, make the ground shake or something. So that's a cool power, I guess. I picked this figure up off of Kijiji for about $40, and that was not that bad because he went out of the package on eBay. This guy is like, you know, 60 or something. In package, probably 100. So I was really happy, and this guy is stiff too, and he came with his base, his big rock base. I don't have it right now. I mean, like, I have it, but I don't want to go get it. But anyways, like, the figure is just really cool. Like I guess that's the only reason why I picked this guy up, is like how he looks. Like, just like, you know, like the detail on him, how his suit looks. It's all like, you know, gray. So this is probably one of my random figures, like most random figures on his top 10. But I just really like this guy, and I want to put him in some displays soon. And let's get into some detail. You know, it's very cool. This looks like a modern suit. Like, lots of people are saying that, you know, Avalanche is normally like blue and white or something, but I like this. This looks like it can be in a movie, because, you know, there's that X symbol right there and all that rock. It looks like rock right there, you know, because he can shake the earth. And his mask right there is very cool. I've seen original pictures of this guy, and like, you know, the character, and his mask was like, you know, just plain white and everything. And yeah, I like the face too. It looks pretty cool. I like it. His eyes look kind of a bit weird though. He looks like he's a robot, but that's okay. But, you know, I love how he looks right there. Like, he's just yelling out like a big war cry. So that's pretty cool too. Damn, my camera's good. I like how his looks on camera. But yeah, you can see his heart right there, wherever, you know, his little chest piece. And he has individual finger articulation. He has his emblem right there, pretty cool. And back of him is pretty cool. He has some bronze there, especially on his legs right there. And pretty big feet, I gotta say. But that's probably, I don't know, I just like his feet, because, you know, it actually looks like a pair of human feet can be in there, you know, like, yeah, I don't know, it's realistic. I wouldn't say big feet, but, you know, it's, you know, natural looking. But yeah, anyways, but yeah, that's Avalanche. I don't have any other reason why. Like, I never heard of this guy when I read X-Men comics, but since I just saw some pictures of him, I really liked it, so I picked him up, and I've been really happy with him ever since. I'll show you number 7 now. Number 7 in the top 10 will be Hawkeye. The reason I never really was into Avengers comics, like, you know, when I read comics, but I guess I don't know, he is essential to Avengers collection, and like, you know, since I've seen reviews of Hawkeye, I really liked, you know, how the figure looked, and I don't know, I just really like, you know, having Hawkeye in my collection. And as I said, I picked this guy up like from a haul on Kijiji again for like about maybe $35, which isn't that bad, because in package this guy's like $70 now. And I just picked him up, but I never read about Hawkeye much in the comics, but like, you know, since like the new Avengers movie coming on, like, you know, like all these new Avengers comics, I eventually started reading like some Avengers comics, and I saw Hawkeye, and that was pretty cool, you know, like I thought Hawkeye was pretty cool, you know, bow and arrow, but like he didn't really contribute like to why I started collecting Marvel Legends, but, you know, just he's been on my list ever since I started collecting, you know. I was like, oh, that'd be cool having Hawkeye, and I found him loose, and it was pretty nice. His figure's pretty awesome. The articulation is good. I love his detailing. Like, he has a cool bow and arrow, and you know, I like his biography too. You know, I don't know much about it, but, you know, he's like, yeah, he was like basically an archer. But yeah, he's very cool, and I really liked having him in the collection, because, you know, then like I can have him like fighting like Captain America and stuff, like fighting with other figures, bow and arrow and everything. So that was cool. And yeah, I guess he's just essential for Avengers collection. I can do lots of displays with him, and yeah, the detail of the figure is pretty nice. I liked it. I mean, like, I have no complaints. Like, his sculpting right here on his little, you know, chest right there, that's pretty cool. I like that. It's like Series 8 Captain America is pretty cool. And his armbands and his he has pretty good hand articulation too. And his bow and arrows right there, those are cool. And you know, just lots of paint detailing. I like the colors, you know, so it's not that bad. And yeah, well, I just like Hawkeye because, like, you know, like, I don't know, he's one of those figures I really wanted to get, and now I have him. So yeah, I never read about much in comics, like I just said, but yeah, yeah, so it's Hawkeye right there. I'll show you number 6. My 6th favorite action figure, probably the brown Wolverine. I really like this action figure, and like Wolverine, he's one of my most favorite characters in the Marvel universe. I have to say, like, one of my most favorite characters, and he's probably one of the reasons why I started collecting action figures and especially reading comics. So why this doesn't get a higher title? Well, this is, I don't know, I just like the figure anyways, but I have something especially saved for my number 1 title, and like, but whatever, I'll tell you about that later. But number 6 is Wolverine, the brown Wolverine action figure. I really like this figure because it's one of Wolverine's like classic costumes, and I really like how it's different. It's like brown, you know, like not like, you know, the original yellow. And I just really like the detail that was put into his action figure, and like the articulation, and just how like they got Wolverine so right in his version. Like, he's perfect, he's a perfect height, you know. And I don't know, I just really like this action figure. I have 2 of him. The first one I had, I colored him like red, like I put red spots on him, like to make him look like he was bloody. And then I got this guy for Christmas from my mother, and it was really freaking awesome because, like, one time when I first started collecting, I saw this guy in the comics bookstore, like, in package, like $40. I was like, oh, that's cool. And like, I didn't know who Brown Wolverine was at the time. Or like, you know, like, I know, like, you know, I didn't see much about him, and I was like, oh my god, like, that looks so cool, I'll get it. And I went to check back in, obviously it was sold, and that sucked. But then like last year, maybe 2 years after I saw the other brown Wolverine, I saw another one that was $50, and I was like, oh my god, I had to tell my parents about that. And it was, Christmas was coming up, and I got him, and it was freaking awesome. I love this guy, and I took him out of package. And sometimes, like, I'm like, oh, should I kept him in package because he's so, you know, he's rare and everything, but I'm like, yeah, screw it, he's cool, and like, as long as I have fun with the action figures. So I don't regret taking him out of package now. And I really like this guy, especially that he's stiff, and he's just cool, the body mold that they use, especially his claws. My Wolverine claws really got bent, so that sucks. Now you say I want to cheat up by my cat. That would suck even more. So yeah, that's brown Wolverine. And probably another Wolverine action. I was debating which Wolverine action figure I should put in, but another Wolverine action figure that I really liked was the Unmasked Wolverine. I found this guy last year at this toy con, this small little toy convention in a hotel basement, and I found him in package, unmasked, for $25. Compared, and like, I also saw BAF Onslaught for $40, and I was like, oh my god, what should I get? But I remembered, it's Wolverine, you know, like, that's Unmasked Wolverine. I'm pretty sure this guy is pretty rare. And so I bought him, and I took him out of package, and I really liked that. I have his display stand in comics, so I was pretty cool. And I like, you know, just the thought of having an Unmasked Wolverine, you know, he's pretty cool. And I don't know about you, but this guy, he's not that rare as I thought. I mean, like, I seen him again on Kijiji for like 40. That's not bad, but I really like the action figure anyways. And both these Wolverines, I really like them. Like, they're just both Wolverine. I really like that, and I really like Wolverine, the character. And I'll be moving on to number 5 now. Number 5 has to go to Deadpool. Yes, the Deadpool action figure. You cannot have a top 10 without Deadpool in it. But I really like this action figure. I really liked it since the day like I first saw a picture, and like I started reading like up on Deadpool. I'll be honest, I'm not too fond of the character. I don't really like I don't really like Deadpool as a character. Now that may sound weird, but Deadpool in the comics, he's supposed to be like kind of like wacky and stuff. And like I read some of the Deadpool comics, it's not that great. I mean, like, you know, it's like basically a third person sort of view with the comics, and it's like sort of comedy. But like I was like kind of disappointed how what like Deadpool was like in the comics, and when in his figure form he looks so badass, and like, you know, like you shouldn't F with him or anything. I don't know, but nevertheless, I really like how, like, just how cool and like evil he looks. He's like an anti-hero, and you know, he just carries so much weapons. Like, he's like a master at swords and like guns and stuff, and that's what was so cool. Like, you know, they just, he came with 2 AK-47s, 2 swords, 2 size, and then like a pistol, and that was so much like that you're getting. And this guy became rare. Sometimes I question why he became so rare, like, you know, from the character, like him being like not like, you know, the best character trait, but you know, like, I just really like how he looked. You know, he's red and black, 2 of my most favorite colors ever, and like I liked how he looked. You know, I like the body mold they used for him, and I like how he looks so bulky and strong and just cool. And I think he's a great villain for Wolverine, because Wolverine, he has healing factor, and he has super healing factor too. Like, he's been melted in the comics, and like for some reason he comes back. I don't know, but that's just wacky. But you know, I just like that. I like, you know, he's part of the Weapon X program, Weapon 11 or whatever. But you know, he fits into a story. So I really like the action figure, like, because of the detail in the body mold. And just, yeah, I picked this guy up maybe 2 years ago at a comic book store that I always go to, and he was loose, obviously, and he came with like everything, all his accessories except the extra head and dupe. But I really liked how he was, and originally he was $50, but fortunately I bargained the guy down for selling him to me for about 45 with the weapons or something. But yeah, like, he wanted this action figure 50 without the weapons, and I was like, oh, screw that. So like, I started bargaining with him, and yeah, I got him for 45 with the weapons. I don't know, but I was really proud of myself that day. And so yeah, I'm really happy with him. He's pretty stiff. I always kept them, like, you know, good. I didn't play with, like, I play with him sometimes, but like, I don't like seriously move all the joints around and everything. But you know, it's just really cool, and I like the action figure and like how he looks, but not so much the character. But you know, yeah. Okay, so number 4, I think it was. Okay, number 4 has to go to Captain America, the Ultimate Captain America. And the reason why I like this Captain America so much is like, not really the character. Like, I mean, I didn't really read about Captain America so much when I read comics. Like I said about the Hawkeye, I didn't read much Avengers comics, but like, you know, since I started collecting Marvel Legends, I started reading into a character. I just thought that was cool, and like, I wanted to have an Avengers collection. And I was like, always like, dang, I have a good collection, but like, I want to get Captain America so I can play with him and stuff or anything. And like, so I started saving up for him, and which did take a while. You know, I just kept saving up all my money and stuff, and I just paid one of my parents to order him offline for me, and apparently I got him for about $50 too, in package. This is a non-variant Ultimate Captain America, but like, when I got him, I was like so stoked. I was like, oh, this is awesome, and like, I kept just looking at him. Like, I couldn't stop looking at him. I just like I seriously took the figure with me everywhere, like, in package. And finally, I was like debating so hard, like, should I open him or should I keep him in package, because he looks so cool. So I ended up opening him, and I just loved it. I started playing with it right away, but not playing with it too hard. I just, like, you know, he's stiff and everything, so that's pretty cool. And I just love the guy. I mean, I love the action figure. I love how he looks. He looks like, you know, he's Ultimate Captain America. He's like modern, you know, so that's pretty cool. Another Captain America I'd really like to have is a face-off Captain America, because that's probably the most original one. Like, it's like the red gloves and boots, and like, you know, that's like the really comic version, you know, like the what do you call it? I don't know, but yeah, I'm gonna try to get the face-off pack soon. I'm sort of saving up right now, but I'm sort of like saving up for something else, like really important too. Another action figure that's really important, but I'm not gonna tell you guys because I don't want to jinx myself. So I'm gonna get that face-off Captain America sometime just yeah, not too soon. So yeah, but I really like this guy anyways because like the detail in his sculpting and everything, you know, just like the sculpting on his uniform, that's so cool. And like the gloves, like there's all these marks there, like it's leather. You can see that, that's cool. They're like gloves. Seriously, these Marvel Legends are awesome. I love these figures. Okay, I'll bring you on to number 3 now. That's Captain America. Number 3 has to go to SpiderMan. And not saying Spider-Man, my magnetic Spider-Man that I've owned for probably freaking what was it? Like maybe 8 years or something. I got this from, like, my parents got this for me when I was like 7, I think, or I forgot, but I got him, and like that was around the time the Spider-Man 2 movie came on. Okay, Spider-Man, he was my number 1 favorite. He's probably my number 1 favorite comic, comic character, and like I always read, like, you know, Spider-Man comics, and like I especially love the ones with Venom, and Venom is freaking awesome. I have an action figure of Venom, but like that action figure isn't so great, the articulation isn't so great, but I just love having Venom anyways. But Venom and Spider-Man, like fighting, that was always like my thing. That was awesome, man. I love Spider-Man the movie and everything, and like I got this for myself, and like I just freaking play with this thing like all the time. Like I just whipped it around too. I play with it like everywhere, and you know, like I just whipped it around and everything. It was just so cool, and like the detail of this action figure is so awesome, and like he was magnetic too. And sometimes I try to look on eBay like for like one that's in package, and sometimes like so I have 2, but like those things are like $70 now, and like that sucks. But like the detail like of these action figures are awesome, and they have so much articulation, and it's just so cool. And like I really love having like, you know, this Spider-Man action figure. And I found him one day like in like, you know, when I was looking through some like old stuff, and it was pretty cool. And like I found him, I'm like, oh sweet, like I can use this for my action figure collection, and like I brought him in, and it was just awesome. And I always play with him, and you know, he's still magnetic, obviously, and I put him on my, you know, like shelf sometimes, so it's freaking awesome. And like Spider-Man is just a cool character too, you know, like just he's just cool. And I love the action figure too, and you know, the detail, and yeah, just the articulation and everything. So yeah, that's Spider-Man for you. He's probably one of the reasons why I started collecting too, you know, just like collecting action figures, one of the reasons. So yeah. Okay, I'll get on to number 2 now. Number 2 goes to the Punisher. Yes, the Punisher. This action figure is the first ever Marvel Legends I bought, and that was at Comic-Con for $20. In fact, I got 2 of them. I bought 2 of them for myself, and the second one I bought was from the Urban Legends box set. I got my local collectible store, and like I bought the action figure because it's so cool, and like I bought myself a second Punisher, and like obviously the screaming face version comes on like a darker body, like he's like a dark blue, and then he has black gloves. That was very cool, but unfortunately I gave it away to someone. But I switched the heads with this Series 4 Punisher body, and I freaking love how it looks. That's so cool. It really looks like the original, like the classic Punisher and stuff. But yeah, and this is a body that I bought from someone, and yeah, I switched the heads off. Probably the exact original Punisher body, like the one that I bought at Comic-Con, the first one, is probably this body. This head came from like another Punisher, which was funny because like I kept switching around like the Punisher heads, but this is a different Punisher head, and this is the exact body. This is the exact like body that I got at Comic-Con, like the first action figure. So yeah, this is probably the original one. But yeah, the Punisher, oh my god, he's probably my second favorite character in the Marvel universe. I always read this guy even when I was a kid, and like I would, like most of the Punisher comics I would collect, I wouldn't be able to read. I wasn't allowed to read some of them because, you know, they're obviously like dirty and like foul language, but like it was just so cool. I love the guy because, like, you know, like as most kids, like like, you know, I always collected toy guns and stuff, and like the Punisher is just so cool, you know, like I just liked it, especially his suit and how dark he was. Like he was just like, you know, like a mercenary, but that was cool, and I loved the guy. And like when one day like I saw him like on a display on the YouTube video, and I was like, oh my god, that there's an action figure of the Punisher. And I went crazy, and like I went to a toy store for a first time, like a comic book store, and I saw him like for about $25 a package, but and I started setting up to get him, but someone else unfortunately got him. And so I'm like after that I went to Comic-Con, and like I found him for $20, and I bought him, and I took him out of package, and like, oh my god, this guy's so sweet. I love the action figure. He's so cool. He's just like the original it's exactly, it matches the Punisher exactly. And I love the accessories he came with, and like he's just so cool. He's just an awesome character to have in your Marvel Legends collection, you know. Like it's just cool how like Marvel Toy Biz actually made this a figure of the Punisher. And the Punisher is he is a legend. So yeah, I really love this guy, and he is probably the reason why I started collecting Marvel Legends. After I found out that there's an action figure of the Punisher, I started collecting more and more. And also like other stuff, like, you know, like just like seeing displays and what you can do, and like, you know, just playing with them, you know. And like that's what I'm all about too, like, you know, playing with the action figures, and it's just so cool. And I was really happy, and I'm so happy with this action figure. And you must ask, well, if you love this action figure so much, why doesn't this go at number 1? Well, like, I just have to remind you that this isn't a top 10, like, for, like, you know, like this top 10 is based off of, like, my favorite action figures, like, you know, not my favorite characters, but my favorite action figures, you know, like, the ones that really, like, just sparkle to me. So, number 2 is it goes to Punisher, but number 1, I'll show you in just a minute. Okay. Number 1 goes to the custom Iron Patriot. My mother got me for Comic-Con this year, and like ever since then at Comic-Con, I really love this action figure. It's just so cool. This is a custom action figure. It's not the Marvel Select version, but like I really just liked it. I love the because I was really getting into like Dark Avengers, like, and getting a Dark Avengers collection. Like when I was walking around Comic-Con with my mom, we walked up to his table, and this guy, he had like all these custom action figures I did, and like I was like, oh my god, there's all these like different action figures I was working on, like Agent Flash Thompson. There's a custom action figure of that. There is Marvel Zombies there, and like they're just so cool. And he was just like, I just saw him, like he was working with someone, and he was dissecting all these action figures, and like, you know, using spare parts and all these paints, and like I just really loved it. I was getting into customizing action figures too, and like I walked up to them, and one that just like spoke out to me the most was this Iron Patriot. So when I asked the guy, like, how much are these action figures, like, are you selling any of them? And he said yes, and like I said, how much? And he said I think $50 or something. I was like, holy. And like I know like some custom action figures, they can be like 100 or like 150. I was like, oh my god, this is so cool. And like my mom offered to get it for me. I was like, oh my god, seriously? And yeah, like, so, and like she ran to the ATM, and like I started asking a guy like all these questions, like, oh yeah, like how you get into this and stuff, and like that's so cool, like what paint series and that stuff, because I really want to do custom action figures now, because you can create your own characters, I found out, and that's really cool. Like that's what I love about collecting action figures too. I realized, like, you know, just having all these characters, like Silver Surfer, or like, you know, like Captain America, Spider-Man, like the Punisher, you know, like just all these characters that you can actually play with. It, if you think about it, it really is cool. Like, and like, you know, action figures back then, like they were just like not that great, but Toy Biz came out with Marvel Legends, and that was awesome. But you know, like that was just so cool. And like I was like my mom came back, and I was like, oh cool, so I'll take the action figure then. And then like I asked him, like, go with the base, and he said yeah, and like I got this sweet Series 8 Iron Man base, and that was just freaking cool. And I really treat this like special, like, because, you know, I always make sure like none of the cats get to it, or, you know, like I make sure like nothing's wrong, or like, you know, like you know, I don't want to like break any of my action figures. And obviously I've never really broken any of my action figures now that I think of it, but you know, it's just really cool. I love having this action figure, and he's just really, he just really speaks out to me because, you know, he's custom, and like he's just a cool character, and you know, and like just, I don't know, he's just really, you know, different, you know. So that's cool. And now I'm working on these other custom action figures, like I told you in other videos, and like I'm just nearly complete like one of these art customs, and I'll show you like when I'm done custom or something. So yeah, so that's number 1, Iron Patriot, Iron Man, and that's very cool, and I really love the detail I was put into this, and I just love it. So yeah, alright, I'll just pull to a conclusion now, I guess. Okay everybody, so that's my top 10, and like I said again, his top 10 action figures was like, I guess basically like my top 10 action figures that really speak out to me, and like that really like just like, you know, like just like I love looking at and like playing with and everything. So like yeah, that's what this top 10 was based off, not on like, you know, like characters, or like why I started collecting, or like, you know, like action figures I've had since I was like 7 or anything, but like, you know, just action figures that I really like and that I would like wouldn't like, you know, like throw away for anything in the, you know, like throw away or anything, you know. But you know, like I really like these action figures, and like I really love them, and I would not trade these for anything, like for any other action figure in the world. So yeah, and so yeah, so that's my top 10, and I hope you liked it, and maybe sometime I'll do like my favorite action figure video or something, you know, like I don't know, like maybe I'll just like, you know, do ourselves like you know, like, top 5 action figures that like have I don't know, but yeah, I don't know, I'll make other stuff, but yeah, I'm gonna do another video soon. Like I've done my top 10 video, and I've done my Juggernaut versus Wolverine display, and I'm gonna figure out another video soon, and I'll just, you know, like be posting more videos up, obviously, and yeah, so I hope you really like this. I really like doing this video and stuff, so yeah, and okay, so yeah, that's all I have for now, and yeah, I hope you like this video. Okay.